Hey there, my name is Philetic and I'm here to bring you my first episode in Let's Get Ready for Guild Wars 2. Now the beta is from the 27th to the 29th of April, so I'm here to basically give you a nice series to give you some basic tips on what to think about when you go into the game and what you need to keep in your mind that Guild Wars 2 is different from other MMOs that you might have played, so that basically when you get into the beta it can be a lot more enjoyable experience for everybody. So obviously when we get into the beta and we have the beta weekends leading up to release, obviously these basic tips are going to be sort of invalid because everyone's going to play the game, everyone's going to get used to it. So after that point, we're going to bring ourselves together as a community and basically make ourselves better players all together and preparing ourselves for release. And by this, I want feedback. I want you guys to play the beta, find out some top tips that you think everybody should know, some good advice to give people, and basically, as one community, we can all prepare ourselves for when the game releases and all be better Guild Wars 2 players for when the game releases and put ourselves higher and at that better advantage over everybody else. So, with that all said, get ready for episode 1.
Alrighty, so my first top tip is dodging. Now in Guild Wars 2 you're allowed to use endurance to dodge. Now you can see the little sort of running man above the right side of our character's health here. That is basically your dodge bar, so you can kite around the mobs and use a dodge to basically to dodge its auto attacks, and you can evade its abilities. Now this character we're watching right here is level 6 and it's fighting a level 11 mob. Of course now a guardian comes along and helps him out, but as you can see before, he was just dodging around and completely missing every single attack, and he's still on 708 HP, hardly taking any damage, which, you know, probably about 4 or 5 blows usually probably would have killed him because of the health of the higher leveled mob. So as you can see, dodging is really important, and from a lot of videos you've probably seen already, not many people have been using it because it's a completely new mechanic and it's very, very hard to get used to. You see that dodge right there? Completely missed that whole attack. Absolutely awesome. So when you get into the game, make sure you concentrate on getting used to using dodge. Before I get into my next top tip, as you can see, the screen's gone absolutely crazy because we're in the middle of a Shadow Behemoth boss fight event, and I just want to concentrate on the chat. Just watch what people say when this boss spawns, because it is reasonably hilarious. And then we'll cut to my major point in this video, which is resurrecting your allies on the battlefield. But just look at the chat and I'm sure it'll bring a small smile to your face. Holy damn, son. That is... oh, just watching these sort of videos just makes me too excited. But beta's next weekend, so it's all good. As you can see in this crazy purple screen of nonsense and this insane event where there's loads and loads of people around, as you can see in capitals in our chat again, revive people, thanks, I'm reviving everyone, thanks. You know, we can see it happening on screen, and it is a very important aspect of the game. As much as you want to just stand there and shoot at the boss and admire the scenery, there's people around you that are just falling down, and because there's no sort of raid system where you can see when people have died, you need to keep an active vision on the people around you to see who's downed, who you need to revive, and who you need to get back up. Of course there's always going to be someone down and everyone's going to need DPS on the boss, but I can't show this whole fight simply because I've got other things to talk about. But as the video progresses along, you literally see packs of people just running around and reviving everyone. As you can see on the right hand side of the screen here, you've got about 4 people reviving one person. And this sort of teamwork make these boss fights, you know, happen. If you want to win a boss fight, you need to be able to have people alive. So definitely keep an open eye out and help out your team and be a team player by reviving people. Right, for this next bit we have the Kodan. As you can see, these guys right here are the Kodan, and Guild Wars Online provided us with this footage, and over on their channel I've taken it from there. And as you can see, it's a very interesting place, and I just wanted to sort of have this in the background while I talk about my third point, which is changing your setup. Now, in Guild Wars 2, it's not going to be like what you're used to, as I've said multiple times probably already, but you're going to go into the game and you're used to being, for example, being a mage. You're a magical class that can cast abilities, and then, you know, certain levels down the line, you can then uniquely change your character to a certain path, if you like. So you can be, for example, a spec in fire, you can be a spec in arcane, and this will be your general direction of where you're taking your character and what sort of builds you're doing. But in Guild Wars 2, you're going to be changing your setup quite a lot. In the dungeons, for example, I was going to put a dungeon video up on here, but I couldn't find one with a good enough example, so I thought this was more interesting. But in dungeons, you might go into a fight where you can't even access the boss to hit him with a sword. You can't, you know, it's completely from range. In the Ascalon Catacombs, whatever it is, dungeon, there's that ranger boss, I've forgotten his name. But you're on a cliff and you have to fight him. So how are you going to jump over there and hit him with a sword? It's a lot more effective for you to change out your weapons to a ranged weapon and shoot him. And also, before you go into the fight, it might be effective to change your traits to suit your ranged weapon so you do more damage. So as you go along in the game, you're definitely going to be changing out your setup, and you need to be able to get used to this. So if you're already creating builds, you're already, you know, wondering how you're going to play your character, you're going to have to look at a wide range of things. You know, if you're thinking, I want to be a guardian who has, you know, a two-handed mace and I just want to hit people in the face, that's good, that can be your main build, but you can't discount everything else. And also you need to have a long look at traits to make sure that you know how to build your character for different types of situations. So changing your setup is definitely going to be an important thing in Guild Wars 2. So thanks for listening, guys. That was episode 1 and I hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to do sort of 3 points in each episode, so yeah, leave your comments below on what you think and any tips you think other people should know. So yeah, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you on the next episode. Also, mini game of spot the difference between this video and the intro to this video.